Issue 3 of Gideon Falls.
Oh, wow. Jeff Lemire just knocking it out of the park
This is
with this
awesome.
series, man. Yeah. I mean, just the plot thickens, man. It's getting twisty. It's getting dark. And we're like 3 issues in, and we have learned, significantly more.
Oh, yeah.
It's not one of those that drags it out like, what the hell's going on here?
And every issue leaves you wanting more and excited for the next issue.
Absolutely. This is the best thing Image has put out. Image is always putting good stuff out, but it's definitely a hot book. Hot book, yeah.
Hot new book that you need to be getting. If you haven't got it, if you can't get the back issues when it comes out on trade, definitely jump on that. Before we get started, I'm Justin.
Oh, and I'm JP.
JP's still reading it as we get into it.
Yeah, rereading it.
Right,
yeah, I delved in earlier this morning. We got our comics early, and I've read it first thing, and I'm sinking back in.
Yeah, it's such a good read. So where was I going to go before I jumped into this? I was going to say something. Do you know what I was going to say? No. Are you proud of me for getting the title right?
You did, didn't you?
I've been calling Oblivion Song Oblivion Falls and Gideon Falls Gideon Song. I've just been, because they came out together, I've been mixing the titles up. So I said Gideon Falls without a single issue there. Spoilers as we dive into these. Pretty much all of our reviews are spoiler filled. So going forward, if you haven't read it yet, don't listen to the review and discussion. But so as we get 3 out of the way, number 1, let me say I love the covers, man. How they take each like the characters, I guess, that it tends to focus on. Maybe the next comics has got the Doctor.
Yeah,
on it, the one coming out next month. I love how they do that. I mean, I just imagine if you put that on your wall or you set it out somewhere, it just looks like an awesome set, man.
Yeah, Dr. Zoo, I guess I'm saying that right. It's an XU, so... No,
I'm talking about the crazy old guy at the end that he finds. Isn't he a doctor? Not this one. No, that's got... No, I'm talking about the one next... The next one coming out. If you look in the back, you can see the cover of next month's, and it's got that new doctor guy that he found at the very end that told him they were in an eternal struggle.
Yeah, the guy talking... you're right. The guy talking about the Holy War. Yeah.
But you're right, too. This one does have that lady on the front that finally saw the barn, and, of course, is doing the typical in denial thing of, it's shared psychosis, and he's just like, no... It's not.
Yeah, and I mean, she straight up tells him at first, I've been sitting here for hours trying to rationalize what happened, but I can't. I saw what I saw. But, he's trying to get her to team up, and she's just like, hold on, yeah, I saw it, but that does not mean it's real. You've just infected me with your crazy.
Right. That's how it works. And how'd you like his booby trap room, man?
That was like a beautiful, two-page splash page, man. Just, it really makes me want to, rig up my house. But
no, please don't.
I'd end up blowing my own fingers off. And
please don't do that. I would dropping acid on your head.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool. I really thought that what was going to happen was she was going to go to walk out and step on that trap door and then get him committed. Have even more evidence to commit him. Like, I went to visit him, and now I have shards of glass going through my feet. Obviously, we need to lock him away.
Yeah. Hopefully, he's not a sleepwalker. Yeah, that would make for a bad night.
I didn't think of that. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
But we see this mysterious figure. Great little frame there, too, man. I mean, I love how that, because they said this was going to be like a suspense / horror type thing, and that guy is freaky looking, man.
Yeah, the visage she sees in the barn. Yeah. It almost reminds you of like images people have made of like the Mothman or one of these enigmatic, phantom.
Hey, let me see him. Hold him up. You've got it right there, and see his mouth reminds me of something off of like Attack on Titan, which I don't know if you've watched that. It's the anime show. You can see it. I think you can catch it on Netflix, but. Freaky looking guy, that big smile. All I could think of when she said, in that smile, they're talking about his smile was, what was it, 13 Reasons Why, when she's like, that smile, that damn smile.
No, I didn't watch that. But
Put that frame up behind
I was not trying to go on that emotional roller coaster.
And that it is. But as we get into this, Fred, the new pastor, finally gives a sermon, and a very honest sermon on top of that.
Father Fred, yeah.
What do you think of the guy that was trying to kind of get him to come over? There's something up with that guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about going to the farm, and it looks like he's handing him a doobie, is what it looks like to me. So is this guy like
doobie or a hand-rolled cigarette?
Life?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, and he's got a farm, so is he growing that loud out there, trying to get the father stoned? Is that the root of all this? Just everybody's high as hell, seeing crazy things.
Church is much different. I haven't been to church in a long time, but it's obviously a lot different in this town because this dude just steps out of church and lights up a joint.
Yeah, it's definitely a green state, you know.
Like I said, unless he's got like hand-rolled cigarettes.
Or like
that's what I'm taking it as.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's been sweet to see Father Fred just grab it.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't often you just kind of pass a cigarette, you know.
And we see the deputy come in, and she tells him, basically that he's cleared, that they assume that Father Tom just went crazy and murdered this poor lady, which doesn't sound like him. So do you think it's going to become like one of those possession type things, like the barn takes control of you, kind of like an Amityville horror thing, and makes you do these awful things?
I definitely think it's influencing people. Maybe, once you get too close and you enter the barn, you come out something, totally different.
Right. Go ahead.
I was just saying, we're definitely learning more and more about it. Those pictures and everything that Father Fred found, and the post, Father Tom stuff that was under that floorboard he kicked. And you got the old newspaper articles and all that. Oh, well, I'm dating to October 12th, 1924 with some. I don't know what these guys are up to, but
definitely seems like it might be some like occult type activity going on.
Missing child last seen entering unidentified barn. Neighbors report sightings of mysterious disappearing building. So yeah, man, you never know what happens in the Midwest. I'm assuming this has a very Midwestern kind of feel.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure they've probably mentioned the state they're in and everything, but.
It's like the comics that I do get every 2 weeks. I'm always kind of like, they're kind of, some of them can be very filler.
Right.
And this one's like, I wish this one was out every 2 weeks. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I want to know more about this barn. I want to know about this guy with that creepy ass smile.
Yeah, another just beautiful splash page there at the end with this guy's, connecting all the dots. He's got all these articles.
I'm really digging the artwork in this too. That kind of rough around the edges style. I love it, man.
So hopefully Norton will hook up with Father Fred and this doctor with the long bushy beard. And
destiny is pulling them together.
Yeah, and it's a holy war, and we'll find out more about it.
Man, I just wish it was coming out like I want one of these a week. When a story grabs me like this, and the way you feel now, that's the only thing that sucks about waiting a month. And then especially if you're like us and you read so many different titles, that you get this feeling now. And you just hope you don't lose it by the time it comes out next month. But, I mean, I will say that between the 3 issues spread out months apart, I do find myself just as into it as I was in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because we had this and Oblivion Song came out at the same time, and they came out on the same day, but then they don't come out on the same days following the release. But I think between this and Oblivion Song, I got to give it to this. I was really expecting Oblivion Song to be the title that I was, between the two, that I was going to be the most, most ramped and amped up for. But I actually think Gideon Falls is taking the cake between the two. I mean, I enjoy Oblivion Song, and we still got a review we got to do on that last issue.
Right.
And it's really good, and it could be a great series. But this one just has me fiending for more.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire is just that guy right now. I mean, his run on Thanos was really, really good. Moon Knight, Jeff Lemire, he's always worth taking the gamble on.
Yeah, I know that was one thing that really drew you to this title when you were telling me about it before. We signed up for it.
Yeah, and I know I'm saying his name right, Jeff Lemire. I guess
Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's close. They know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
we hope. But yeah, and speaking of comics, you just got back from the Tidewater Comic Con.
Oh man, a heck of a good show. Met Peter David, writer of Incredible Hulk, Aquaman in the '90s. One of the first books I really fell in love with. His run on Aquaman. Took the dude's hand, dude. I mean, not Peter David's hand. He took Aquaman's hand.
Right.
Gave him the harpoon hand. Got him to sign some stuff. I got this awesome panel, right from Marvel, the studio or whatever. Something he was working on. He signed it for me. I've never, ever come across anything like that at a con.
And that was, from the Hulk?
Incredible Hulk? Yeah, issue in 94. So.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so jealous of that. Even though I don't really read the Hulk, I'm getting ready to start with the Immortal Hulk. I'm going to get on that, but I don't really read the Hulk much. But that is badass, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool. And you got him to sign a cover of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for your friend Matt.
Yeah. His not Matt that you may know from the podcast.
Right, not Matty D, another Matt who has podcasted with us before in the past. I think if you dig back deep enough.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, another really great thing he did. So yeah, met some good artists, a lot of local artists, a lot of indie comic people. Picked up an issue of Black Hitler Saves Hanukkah. Huh. Excited to read that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's like an indie.
Yeah, just like a local creator,
But yeah, so this was a great issue. Absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to see where this series is going, man. I'm loving Image. Like right now, I've got The Barrier. I've read the first 3 issues of that. Really enjoy it, though half of it is in Spanish, so I've had to do a little Googling to decipher some of it.
Mm-hmm. Brian K. Vaughan, another creator, just killing it.
Yeah,
out there
really good, really cool idea. I don't want to spoil any of it. So if you do get into that at some point, maybe we'll jump back on and review that. But I'm not really digging the whole calendar style reading where you read it from you have to turn it sideways and read it
all of it's like that.
Yeah, all 3 issues have been like that. The thing I don't like is I have to kind of grip it harder, and the covers are really nice, and they're that kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? Not cardboard, but you know what I'm saying? They're kind of the thicker, they got a gloss on them, we'll say.
Yeah.
And I keep getting fingerprints on them, and then I'm sitting here trying not to bend the pages, but I'm trying to wipe my fingerprints off because I've got to.
Sucks.
Yeah, so I'm not really digging the whole top to bottom read, but the story itself is actually pretty good. I'm really enjoying it. So Image is, man, with Redlands and the Black Monday murders, which I wish we could get a new issue of. Realm, and forgot all about the Realm just because we haven't got an issue in months.
That's one thing about these totally creator controlled comics. They can kind of move the deadline around as they see fit, And
I don't really mind. I'll complain about it a little bit, but at the same time, you get quality stories.
Yeah,
so if it takes the story writer a little bit of extra time to give me a quality story that gives me a good read and wraps up very nicely, then I'm okay with that. Compared to some others where they just kind of have a deadline, so the endings are very just kind of. I'm looking at you, Secret Empire. Good story. The way that ended was just for me kind of a little lackluster.
Yeah,
it was just such a big build up, and then it was just kind of all right, yay.
Yeah, I didn't want to see Cap as 2 separate individuals. I want to see Captain America, kind of Steve Rogers, his true memories come flooding back into his head.
Right.
And he's got this big dilemma, what's true, what's not true, and he ends up with, a gun under his chin and
look at what I've done.
Yeah, everybody's having to talk him down.
Maybe the best thing I could do is,
I guess kind of a Fight Club sort of ending,
Right.
Yeah, somebody's got to go. I don't know.
Or an ongoing thing where Cap's got almost these 2 personalities. Not split personalities like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but he's got these conflicting ideas. And, that could have led to some good runs on Captain America of him kind of taking a Punisher approach.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're not reading Punisher right now, you are missing out. I am absolutely loving it, because the Punisher's been so separate from the rest of the Marvel universe, I feel, in this run, because he's been off on his own missions.
Yeah.
And, now he's back in America wearing the freaking War Machine armor, and the rest of the heroes are not happy with him. Not happy with him.
They're rarely happy with him, but now less than ever. I'm not reading that, but
really
I'll probably
good.
pick it up in trade paperback. But yeah, strong pull list this week.
You'll enjoy it, yeah.
Avengers was really good. Jason Aaron is just owning the Avengers title. Loki's back to his seemingly sinister ways. I kind of feel like maybe he's working towards a bigger picture. He knows the only way to.
You never know with him.
You never know, but. He's been more a force for good, in recent years than anything. So
yeah, I really liked his appearance on The Amazing Spider-Man.
Ever since
I think was that an annual? When was that? It wasn't that long ago.
No,
it might not have been an annual.
And he was really is good stuff in Doctor Strange. He was in a few issues of that. But strong pull list.
I know we got a little off track, but we just like comics and we like to talk comics. We actually were thinking about doing a podcast, like a pull list podcast, where we will do individual, and that's kind of, I guess, what that was right there, was just us kind of just throwing that in there. But what we want to do is basically do individual reviews for certain comics that we really, really like, but also have just kind of a roundup to where we'll go through our pull list and we'll share the ones that we both have, and then talk about the ones the other one doesn't have, and just kind of give it like a brief summary and overview of the comics and recommend, because there's no telling how many good comics I read because JP was reading them and was like, oh man, I really wish you were on this right now because it's so good, and then I go get the back issues and get caught up, and I'm like, man, I'm glad you suggested that. So, and if you've got anything you recommend, please put it in the comments section. I mean, we're always looking for some new stuff to read.
God, my wallet doesn't need any more on the pull list, but I'm constantly putting something on there. And
I'm just loving Image right now. So back to this issue 3 of Gideon Falls, man. I'm going to give it like a 4.5 out of 5, man. Stars. I'm just loving the series so far, man.
I don't really have any qualms with it,
Really entertaining. Very. I'm liking the dark. Very, because I've been looking. I was always such a big Silent Hill fan, so I've always been kind of looking for something to fill that void of like just this. I don't even know how to describe the way that felt, but just something in that neighborhood. And I'd say I feel like this is kind of getting there. I mean, it's just this unseen. I don't want to say world, but dimension or something's going on here.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see our protagonists explore that and see what's going on there.
You think Dr. Zoo's going to show up next issue with the guys in white coats? To
you think she's going
to way to the psychiatric place?
They're going to go to her house and she's going to have it all booby trapped.
Ooh,
I've seen the Black Barn.
Yeah.
Oh, but a good issue. If you listened this far and you haven't read it, I mean, I hate that you got all the spoilers and stuff, but. If you've been thinking about it, and because I know some people that don't mind spoilers, so they'll listen to reviews and stuff like that. So if you've been considering it, go get it. It's such a good series.
Definitely
such a good series. Well, we'll see you sometime soon. I promise we're going to do a Oblivion Song issue 3 podcast at some point. It's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll cover it at some point. Maybe it'll be by the time issue 4 comes out,
right.
But nonetheless.
We did that with 1 and 2, right? Didn't we do a issue 1 and 2 review?
Yeah, so maybe we'll double up on it.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you soon for the Podcasting Dead. Oh, also, if you enjoyed this for more comic content, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Also, Walking Dead, man. I mean, obviously the name should give it away, the Podcasting Dead. We started off talking about the Walking Dead show, then we do the Walking Dead comics, and then we do the Fear the Walking Dead. We used to do we're going to get back into like Walking Dead what if situations. I'm going to get my words together because I am all over the place this morning. We're at work and I have got so much stuff that I've got to do. So my brain is.
I'm a little low energy myself. I'm not going to lie. Our day starts early.
So. Oh man, we get here at like 6:30 or so. Yeah. And then luckily, our comic shop. The lovely Jenny at B&D Comics, she'll open up super early for us so we can come over there and get our comics and read them real quick and get a review out before the day really gets going.
Yeah.
So, we will see you soon. I'm Justin.
And JP.